In this video, I pay tribute and honor to my comrade, Naeem Jones, aka Stacks, who's serving a life sentence. Not only is he my comrade, he like an older brother to me. He gave me wisdom and a lot of guidance when I was out there running the streets. The last conversation we had was at a table in Northern State Prison when we was breaking bread in B Unit, B2 East. And the conversation me and him had keep playing through my head these last few days. And during this video, I'm gonna tell y'all that conversation. The report reads, the leader of the Blood Street Gang, Set, may never get the chance to kill again, at least not on this side of the prison gate. City resident Naeem Stack Stratford Jones, 42, was sentenced Friday to life in prison, plus another decade for good measure after he was convicted for the third time of killing someone. Jones was considered the godfather of the Red Breed Gorilla Set and at the top of the food chain of the Bloods. Superior Court Judge James Donahue said. Jurors, however, did not convict Jones of any gang-related charges. An Essex County jury convicted him in November of conspiracy to commit murder, illegally possessing a handgun, and possessing a handgun for an unlawful purpose in connection to the murder of rival 23-year-old William Porter outside a Marbury Street nightclub in Newark, New Jersey, April 2017. He was previously convicted in a double homicide in 2004, and he was out on parole when he allegedly plotted Porter's death. Prosecutors said Jones and two other Bloods allegedly planned the execution-style murder of Porter, who was shot 6 times in the face and neck. The same jury also convicted Hakeem Hakavelli the Don Maloney, 38, another high-ranking Blood, of the same offenses. Maloney was sentenced to 70 years in prison and will be eligible for parole after 52 years. Prosecutors had argued for a life sentence. Maloney had been out on parole for a 2014 conviction for robbery conspiracy. Maloney already had 6 adult felony convictions and had been arrested 41 times as a juvenile and 32 times as an adult. Rashawn Numbnuts Jackson, 31, was found guilty of being the triggerman and convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, weapons charges, and charges related to hindering prosecution. Jackson was sentenced to life in prison but will be eligible for parole after nearly 64 years. Jackson had 4 previous felony convictions and 6 juvenile arrests. Now, I know all of them personally. I know all 3 of them personally very well, and they good friends of mine. Real brothers, stand-up comrades. Lived by the code, always upheld it. Loyal to the ones around them. And not only was they feared by a lot of people, they got a lot of love from a lot of people out there too. But Stacks, on the other hand, Stacks is more so like an older brother to me, like a big brother to me. When I was out there, because I never got little man by nobody. I was never nobody little man, nobody little bro, little homie, never. I stepped off the porch when I was 16, and I had my little cousin, you know what I mean, working for me. And he was only 14. So I stepped off the game, hustling for myself, moving around and everything. You feel what I'm saying? So I never was nobody little man. But Stacks was like a big brother to me because how he moved, and he was militant, and how he carried himself, and the respect he had. And so I always looked up to Stacks. And the last time me and Stacks, not the last time we talked, because I spoke to him a few times when he came home before he caught that case that he's serving life for now. But the last time we talked face to face, we was in Northern State Prison in B Unit, B2 East. We was sitting at the table and we was breaking bread, we was eating. And we talking, and you know, Stacks don't really be talking too much about, well, what you gonna do when you go home. You know, older dudes in prison, they don't be wanting to hear that, all that. They don't want to talk about outside. You know what I mean? Unless it's profitable and it's gonna make them some money. They don't want to hear about the outside world. But I'm sitting there still, but you know, this big bro, this Stacks. So I'm sitting there telling like, yo, bro, when I get out, I'm gonna get me a truck, get me a business or something. I'm gonna get the fuck about the streets. And I'm gonna sit back and write books about all this shit we done did and lived through and make money off it that way, like these other motherfuckers doing. They using our life, getting rich off it. I said, I'm about to just sit back, bro, take care of the kids, take care of the family, and write these books. He said, bro, this motherfucker's running around with Stack Boys tattooed all over them. Niggas out there really gunners, putting it in. They got my names tattooed on them, and they don't even know how I look. He like, how they expect me to go home and live a regular life with power like that? I mean, with these guys looking up to me like that. When he got out, I told him, Stacks, be careful, because niggas terrified that you coming home. And when you get out there anything these motherfuckers do on some wild shit, you know the first thing they gonna say is you did it or you had something to do with it or you had them do it. I said, be careful, bro. I said, they had your nuts in a sling just because a motherfucker went and murdered somebody. He said, I know. And now look, they gave Stacks life. Stacks was at the club chilling. Stacks didn't have nothing to do with that shit. He was at the club chilling, happy to be home. You know how I go, you do some time, you gonna get out, you gonna go hang out in the club. He chilling. Just because you see me on camera talking to somebody in the parking lot and then something happened inside of the club later that I didn't have nothing to do with, how the fuck I get life just because you see me? They seen Stacks talking to bro outside in the parking lot. And when shit happened, allegedly whatever happened inside the club happened, just because they seen Stacks there, seen the dude talking to Stacks before he went in the club, and then that happened, that's how Stacks got wrapped up. Look, love Stacks. If you know Stacks, you respect the brother, show some love.